Hey YouTubers, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Don't forget to set your reminders tonight for trends in the housing market. It's a new show now. It is going to be called, give you guys an update, Housing, Economy, Jobs, and Stocks. So we're going to be talking about housing still. We're going to be talking economy and jobs. And this episode is, I just call it I'm Always Broke. And don't forget to set your reminders for Where Do We Go Now, Mike in the Night, this Saturday on January 2nd, 2021. All right, guys. You guys send me a ton of show tips here on my Instagram. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And let's go and look at some of the stuff you guys sent me in the last 48 hours. ER nurse tests positive. So now this is coming from the Daily Mail, so they can't say I'm trying to false propagandize or make up conspiracy theories when basically it's on the Daily Mail. So, ER nurse tested positive for COVEY 8 days after receiving the Pfizer vaccine. So there it is. San Diego ER nurse Matthew received the vaccine on December 18. He started feeling sick on Christmas Eve and went to get tested on December 26. He tested positive for COVEY, but has since started feeling better. Ooh, what's going on with this? We know what's going on with this, so we're not going to get too much in depth in that. Now, I got to pay to read this article, but this is from the Globe and Mail. This is Canadian state-run media. Flu almost non-existent this year as COVID cases rise across Canada. So people aren't getting the flu anymore because I guess COVEY's the flu now, or is flu the COVEY, or COVEY the flu, COVEY, flu. So that's from our state-run media here in Canada. Let's move over to ABC News, always broadcasting crap. Nurse tests positive for COVEY despite recent vaccine. Again, another one and another story that you guys sent me here. I didn't realize it was the same. And someone's going to get some money from their insurance. This vehicle, I think, has dropped about 60% in value since it was purchased. I think it's a 3 or 4 year old model. So, buddy, I would actually rip apart the insurance company. Especially with the video footage, I'd rip apart that insurance company. And how much do you want to bet that the insurance company is going to create loopholes? What area were you in? Were you in a non-designated privilege area you shouldn't have been in? Showing your privilege? Then insurance companies will do things like that. Well, they'll find a loophole so they don't have to pay this person back for the vehicle he worked to buy. Who knows? We don't know the story of this guy. This guy could have inherited this from his deceased father who struggled on life support. We don't know what the situation is. But yes, I would honestly start ringing the insurance companies and then starting to countersue them and starting to sue them and run it through courts, run it through years, bankrupt the insurance, because the insurance companies, you're mandatory to get car insurance. But I guess when something like this happens, they try to find loopholes. That's what I've been hearing across the United States, where people with damaged vehicles, insurance companies are trying to find ways not to cover them. You know, were you parked on the street where there was a protest? Well, I live there on that street. Well, that's your problem for parking there. You should move your vehicle. And they're making up rules as they go along. And I've gotten emails about that from people in the United States. So, insurance companies are going to have a really tough time with what's going on. So let's move on. I just ask them for a replacement vehicle, exact same vehicle. Ontario hospital lays off 97 registered nurses amid pandemic, citing financial challenge. Again, it's not really the financial challenge; it's that there's really nothing happening at the hospitals. From a lot of hospital staff that has spoken to me personally, at first they were on holidays, and then now they're laid off. So I don't know what's happening with that, with these overflowing parking lots and overflowing hallways. I don't know what's happening. So here it is there. So now laying off 97 registered nurses. Now, this goes back to the Canadian brain drain. Borders closed. A lot of these registered nurses could get jobs in the States, good paying in the private sector hospitals. If my daughter wanted to be a nurse, I'd prefer her to work in a private sector hospital, not government. Because a private sector hospital, it's more family, and it's more family oriented, right? I would never want her to work for a government. So there it is. Border closures, alert, border closures, brain drain. So 97 registered nurses that could go to Oklahoma and buy a house for 170 grand and work making 30, maybe 35,000 a year, but still live within their means and live a decent life and actually own a property and actually own 2 vehicles that are paid for, can't do that anymore. border closures. So are American companies going to keep headhunting our nurses up north? I don't know. If I was one of these Ontario registered nurse layoff, I would look at northern Florida. I would look at South Georgia. I would look at all kinds of parts. South Carolina. I would look at parts of Texas. I would consider bringing my business or my skills, because you're going to have a tough time fighting over scraps here in Canada. So let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go. Next, that was sent to me. Now, this was sent to me on Instagram too. Government weighs imposing 18% GST on Bitcoin trade. Where is this? In India. So India starting this off. India has had a problem with Bitcoin since day one, right? So here it, because it's hard and tough to control the private funds, right? New Delhi, the government has weighing a proposal to impose 18% goods and services tax GST on Bitcoin transactions, estimated to be around rupees 40,000 crore annually. So there it is, right there. So that is a good thing in a way for the government keeping up its composure and kind of putting a stop to private, non-public legal tender, but not disallowing people from being free and eliminating the middleman, right? So that's it right there from India. So let's move on here. Colorado man in his 20s has the variant virus. Okay, could this just be the flu, people? Because a lot of people aren't getting the flu, and a flu or a cold is considered unknown or that's why they have to make a flu vaccine every year to combat it. Could this variant virus be just the flu? I don't know, guys. This variant virus is appearing on our shores. I think it's coming in from England. See, a Colorado man in his 20s has been reported as the first in the U.S. with the more contagious variant of the COVEY. Okay, it's variant COVEY. I thought it was the one from England. Oh, yeah, maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Oh, right. Oh, there's some updates here. What is this? UK approves the use of the vaccine by Oxford's AstraZeneca. The UK-based vaccine allows easier storage, and the rollout is expected January 4th. Top Chinese officials quietly ordered strict controls over COVEY research in the country. Internal documents obtained by the AP shows a cloaking the search of the origins of the virus secrecy. And newly elected Congressman Luke Letlow dies from COVID complications at age 41, just days before swearing into office. So what is happening, people? What is happening? And the impact of COVEY surge in jobless claims. It's a video here on Yahoo Finance. Yeah, obviously the private sector. And this is some good news to end off this transmission. Pandemic feeds demand for backyard chickens. There you go. This is happening. This is from a lot of just Yahoo Finance and stuff. So there it is. A lot of backyards and people and groups and collecting eggs. This is in California. And people are forced to hunker down at home. More people are setting up chicken coops and raising their own chickens, which provide an earthy hobby, animal companion, and a steady supply of fresh eggs. So me and my family are actually, two of our neighbors got this already. And we're thinking of doing it for ourselves, too. Yeah, why not? Hey, why not? So we're thinking about that. We're thinking of doing that. So, guys, yeah, thanks for joining me for morning coffee. And, talking about keep sending me stuff on Instagram if you guys want me to read it. I have no problemo reading it for you guys and going over it. And it's going to be very interesting to see where things are headed. Guys, don't forget to set your reminders for Mike in the Night. It's going to be a good one. We're going to get a ton of call-ins again. And the channel is being throttled. Just an update on the channel so you guys know. I am down 104 subscribers from the beginning of the year. So basically I gain, let's say, 1,000 subscribers for the year, and I lose 1,100. So it kind of maintains. I was at 12,400 subscribers for almost 2.5 years, and I wouldn't gain or lose. I kind of lose a few, but gained a few back. Nothing would move. And then now I think I'm going to be at, hopefully, just above the 13,000 mark for the next year, maybe 2 years to go. I see a lot of channels coming up talking about what we're talking about, or what we've been talking about for the last 5, 6, 7 years. And they're just getting 1,000 subs a week. And it's good for them, and they're getting their message out. and which is fine. And I'm very happy, secretively happy that the channel is underachieving. This way, it's left alone, and well, no one subs to that channel. So they look at it from a bigger point of view, and they're like, no one even watches this guy. Who cares? Leave him alone. And I think that's the attitude we're getting from YouTube. So it's kind of a good attitude to have from them, where we're just left alone. We're not just nobodies, and that's kind of good. And it creates a form of like an underground discussion. I don't know. I'm just kind of putting that out there. Let me know what you guys think of this pictures here. Better than having pictures of government officials. Someone asked me, why do you got pictures of mobsters on your wall? I'm like, it's better than having pictures of government officials. At least these guys tell you you're going to get screwed if you screw them. Comment below. Thanks for watching.